Hi, friends, and happy Saturday, 17 minutes after the hour. Donald Trump has praised Pope Francis just a day after he blasted the pontiff for seemingly questioning his faith and criticizing his proposal to build a wall around our southern border.
I think he's a terrific person, frankly, and I was a little bit surprised to hear it yesterday, to be honest with you, with the Pope. But to me, it's illegal immigration. I don't think the Pope really understood in terms of the crime problem and the problems of illegal immigration. And the fact that he said that, I'm very honored by it.
So should the Pope have weighed in the first place? Let's bring in Fox News contributor and author of Not All Roads Lead to Heaven, Robert Jeffress, and Fox News contributor, Father Jonathan Morris.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us, both of you. And Pastor Jeffress, I'm going to bring you in first, and I want you to listen to the Pope initially responding to a question about Donald Trump and many critics saying he was attacking his faith.
A person who thinks only about building walls, wherever they may be, and not building bridges is not Christian. I say only that this man is not Christian if he said things like that.
Now, do you think something got lost in translation there, or is that the way it really happened?
Well, I think with the clarification yesterday from the Vatican, it's very clear what the Pope meant. Look, I think the Pope is very sincere. I just think he's sincerely wrong in assuming that it is unchristian to build a wall. Look, God has given government the basic responsibility to protect its citizens, according to Romans 13. God told Nehemiah in the Old Testament to build a wall around Jerusalem, and that wall wasn't meant to keep the Jews from going outside, but from keeping enemies from coming inside. And Anna, I would remind our viewers that it was exactly 1 year ago this week that ISIS chopped off the heads of 21 Coptic Christians on that Libyan beach, and then they looked into the camera and said, "We're coming to Rome next." That ought to be a great concern to the Pope and to all of us.
Right, because you say
I believe
it's the
for government to keep
us safe.
It's government's duty
right.
to keep us safe. That is not unchristian. It's Christian and it's biblical.
Pastor Jeffress, I want to make sure we get in Father Jonathan on this, and also the Vatican's response, saying the Pope said what we already know. If we followed his teaching positions, we shouldn't build walls but bridges. In no way was this a personal attack. The Pope has clearly said he didn't want to get involved in the electoral campaign in the United States. Does this clarification go far enough, Father Jonathan?
Well, he did respond to a question. It wasn't that he had this grand plan to enter into American politics in the campaign. He was responding to a question. The part, as I mentioned yesterday, that I didn't like about the Pope's answer was not so much about the building bridges rather than walls, but rather when he said, if this man said what that you say he said, referring to Donald Trump, then that man is not a Christian. That's the part that I said, whoa, I think that's a mistake, Your Holiness. And I don't say that a whole lot. But I think it was a mistake, even just theologically. When you say something wrong, or if you do something wrong, it doesn't mean you're no longer a Christian. But I do agree with the Pontiff, with Pope Francis here, saying that if we think we're going to solve the the mess we're in right now just by building walls instead of building bridges between peoples, we're going to be very unsuccessful.
All right. Father Jonathan Morris and Pastor Robert Jeffress, thank you for your time. That's all we've got.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
20 minutes.